Hey viewers, it's the Casual Pro Gamer once more, and this time I'm making a little video on a question a lot of people have been asking me. I've been asking for a lot of replays because, well, I cannot play every champion as well as anybody else can, and I was just wondering whether any one of you had a nice replay, and there has been quite a big response, so that's very nice. But people have been asking me, well, what champion should I play? What replays do you want? And in general, well, as you can see, we have a lot of champions by now. And of these champions, I'll just say which ones I actually play myself. But that doesn't mean that you cannot send them in. But for example, Blitzcrank and Teemo and Heimerdinger, I've been playing a lot of those. And yeah, it's not really useful to me to see more replays of those because I have a lot of them on my channel and I play them very well most of the time. But yeah, all of the other ones are really just welcome. And if you have someone that I haven't got on my channel yet, so for example today I got a Taric game which I will be casting later today. And I haven't got a Taric game yet. So that's extremely welcome. And the same goes for example, Nidalee or LeBlanc or Kennen or, well, anyone that's not on my channel yet. And I know there's a lot of videos. I mean, I've made them, so I know. But that doesn't mean that I'm looking for one specific champion. If you want to see the replay of a certain champion, or if you say, well, I want to see that champion, if you play them, just send them to me. If you don't play them, just leave a message on this video and somebody else will see it, will say, well, I play him as my main character, and then send me a replay. I am looking for, or still looking for, the Cassiopeia game I asked for. People have been asking me for Cassiopeia games because they keep saying that Cassiopeia is very viable and that she's very good and she's actually overpowered. And I've been saying that she's not. So send me a game on those kind of champions. Champions that you think, well, everybody says that they're very bad and they are actually very good. And don't send me a game that goes into, I don't know, 10-0 for your team, and then all of a sudden, when you get fed by some stupid opponents, you do well. No, I want to see real gameplay. So gameplay in which you have a normal game, not normal as in not ranked, but a standard game where you don't get fed by the opponents, but where you can actually see how to play the champion. I don't care what your score is, even if your score in the end is like 1-1, I don't care. I just want to see how to play a champion, because that's the only way we can see how much damage someone does, how good someone is in a team fight. We cannot judge that if you have 10 kills and the rest of the team or the enemy team has 0 kills, because then you're so out of balance that, yeah, you can win with everyone. You can win with AD Soraka, as I used to say. I mean, if you get fed 10 kills and you can buy an Infinity Edge on Soraka while your opponents have nothing, yeah, sure, you can even win with that. But I'm looking for some real games. Some games where you can say, well, this is how I normally play her. And I did very well this game on things like minion scores, or, well, if you're a healer, of course, minion skills really don't count. Or rather, if you're Soraka, because that's the only exception in my book. But if you're a tank and you know how to initiate team fights, so you have a game in which you say, well, we had 5 team fights and 3 of those I had an excellent initiation of this team fight and that's why we won them. That's what I want to see. I want to see the most excellent gameplay you can provide on whatever champion you like. Because, well, as I said, I've been playing a lot of Teemo and Heimerdinger and Blitzcrank. And, well, Dr. Mundo a little earlier. Most people won't even have seen those games, but that's fine. But that doesn't mean that you cannot play them well. I mean, if you play them well, just send me. And I'll be trying to cast as many of the games as I can. Please, in the if you send me the replay, don't just send the replay with a message of "Here's my replay." That's the message. No, please include a little bit about what your ELO is, what kind of game it is, whether it's ranked or not. If it's ranked, and you know which champions were banned, that would be nice to know as well. Which pick you were, if it's a ranked game. Also, maybe things that are special about the game. So, like, did you duo queue with someone, or were you on Skype with someone even? Um, Something like this. Give me a little bit of background, if you have any, on the game you're playing, but at least include who you're playing, and please put that in the title of the replay. So in the name of the replay file, because if I get a lot of replays, I cannot really distinguish between them anymore. Any more? I don't know. There's probably a lot more that you can include, and the more you include, the better my commentary can be. So, for example, if you were in a normal game and what I yesterday I had, I think that was actually the game I cast. The game, no, it's not the games with viewers. Yesterday I was in a game with playing Blitzcrank, and well, I came into the room, so into the champion select room, and they already locked in 4 carries and 4 AD carry, no AP carries. So there was nothing I could do basically. I had to pick a tank, because even if I picked a healer, it wouldn't have been good enough. So I needed to pick a tank, and I went for Blitzcrank because it's an AD tank and it's harder to counter if you have 4 AP carries. Because people were just buying, so our enemies just bought a whole lot of magic resist, and then we couldn't do anything. So we lost that game convincingly, and nobody understood what was happening. But yeah, that was just due to the fact that people locked in before even checking what the team was or before doing anything else. They just wanted to play that one carry, and the fact that we had a crappy team really didn't matter to them. But if you have a story like that, so if you say, well, I played my role fine in the team, but we lost because we had a crappy team composition, well, people can learn from that. But also, I can tell people that if you think that's the reason you lost, that would be great to know. So things I'm really looking for is Karma, because I really haven't seen a lot of her games. Well, let's start at the front. Akali, sure. I've seen a lot of her, but I haven't played her a lot, so she's welcome. Alistar, probably not so much. People know what he does, but if you have a good gameplay where you play, well, tank Alistar, I don't think AP Alistar works. Yeah, there are people out there who think that AP Alistar is really the bomb. But really, AP Alistar, you're not fulfilling your team role. You're just trying to get kills for yourself, and the whole point of Alistar is that he disrupts the enemy team, not that he gets kills. I know he can, but you shouldn't do it. Amumu, sure, he's yeah, he's viable as both AP and a tank, but I only really want to see tank, because people expect if you pick him that you go tank, so you should. Anivia is very welcome. Annie, well, I've been playing her. I don't know if I post any games. I did put up some Ashe games. Blitzcrank, well, I put up a lot of those games. I put up some Brand games, but they weren't very good because those were from the first day Brand came out. Caitlyn, of course, very welcome, even though I have a few hotshot games playing him. Well, Cassiopeia, as I said, I've been looking for some gameplays to see whether or not she's actually viable, but people only post games where they go 4-0 early game because they have just a crazy laning opponent who's been feeding them all game, and then they go 4-0 and then they buy some big item and then they go 10-0, and yeah, that's not an interesting game to me. Everybody can win if they're 10-0, if they're 4-0 even.